Well, good morning for a Tuesday morning. And what morning is it? It's Tuesday, I know that. The time, I have no idea because I'm rebooting here, trying to fix Windows Edge. Today is Tuesday, July 17th at 10:40 a.m. on the East Coast. Nice day, sun's out. It's already a little sticky. Now, I've been out here early this morning. What I was supposed to be doing is Tuesday, if you remember correctly, I'm supposed to be at the gun club moving some earth or wood chips. They've got probably 20 yards or better, and they needed to be moved. So, I told them not a problem. They had asked. I said, yeah, not a big deal. So I told them I'd be there around 10:30, and I got up this morning and started up the tractor, drove it over to the, where am I here today? Drove it over here, and today would have been a nice day for that because it's not a lot of work, you know what I mean? It's just, I'm there, but I'm just running the tractor, which isn't a lot of work. But meanwhile, I drove the tractor over to there, where I have the, well, you're probably not going to see it, but there's a blue, yeah, you're not going to see it. Yeah, you may be. If I could zoom in with this super zoom here. See that blue tank? 55-gallon drum? Yeah, well, that's got diesel fuel in it. Now, the tractor was basically full. It didn't really take much at all. But I wanted to make sure that I had it capped so that, at this point, if I was there, I wouldn't have to bring any more with me. So I bring it over there, and there's probably about 8 inches of fuel in the bottom of that blue tank. So I hooked up and put the hose in, plugged it in, started pumping, and the tractor was running at the time. And then I'm all done. I put the cap on, closed the hood. I'm sorry, the hood was already closed. Put the cap on, shut down the drum, turned all that off and everything. Jumped on the tractor and it stopped running. And now it won't start. So I'm saying, what the hell? It was running, it just stopped, Now, okay, is it a possibility that the fuel is bad? Well, probably. I think I told you guys at one time that I had a few gallons left in there, which I do. I don't know exactly how many gallons are in there. Like I said, there's about 8 inches of fuel, so if that's 55 gallons, I'm probably good for about 20 gallons or so maybe, or 15, 20 gallons, somewhere in that neighborhood, 20, 40, yeah, somewhere around that. So I wasn't in a big hurry to go get it. However, apparently that fuel had gone bad. So, or it gelled up. Now, I do have an additive in it. And I remember a couple of you guys said add some kerosene to it because that'll help prolong its life. Well, I have to find kerosene because there's 3 towns here that do not sell kerosene because it's illegal to have kerosene heaters. So, therefore, they don't sell kerosene. And you're not going to find it at the truck stops, naturally. So, I'm going to have to, I've been riding around with a 5-gallon drum in the truck for I don't know how long, but I finally took it out because everywhere I travel there's no kerosene. So I never got the kerosene in there. So I said, well, alright, let me pull the filter just to check to see if it did gel up or something. You never know. So I pull out the filter and there's no gel. However, it doesn't smell like diesel either. It smells like a very poor, watered down version of diesel. And when I said, okay, I opened up the cockpit on the filter after I pulled the filter off to let some of it drain out. And as it's draining out onto the frame of the tractor, it's rolling off it like water. It's like just running off it. It's not really doing anything. So I said, you know what, there must have been water in that tank. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. Now, it's not a metal tank, and, it's inside, so it doesn't get wet. So there shouldn't be condensation, so I really don't know what the problem is. All I know is it does not smell. like diesel. And if I put a half a gallon of fuel in there, that was a lot. So whatever I put in there apparently went right either to the bottom and got sucked up and then shut me right down, or I have no idea. So I've got the filter off. I've cleaned it. It's a new filter, so I'm not going to replace it. I rinsed out the filter with some cleaner that I have over here, which is okay for that. I cleaned the filter casing, you know, because it's a cylinder that goes in, a cartridge. So at that point, it's off right now. So now what I'm going to do is get a 5-gallon can and run over to a station and pick up 5 gallons of fresh diesel, run maybe a gallon of it through there and just let it drain out, and then at that point put the rest of it in there and we'll see what happens, because at this point, boom. So I called naturally, and you know, I hate doing this because, you know, if I tell you I'm going to do it, I'm there. However, I can't be there with the tractor, you know, and I'm not going to run it with a wheelbarrow. So I called up and I told him, Paulie, I said, you're going to have to wait until Thursday. I says, because I'm not going to get this done in time today, you know, because even if I start rushing and everything works as planned, meaning I go get the diesel fuel, I put the fresh fuel in it, I put the filter back on it, I turn the key and it starts. Even if all that works as planned, by the time I get the trailer out, get it on the trailer and start it up there, it'll be 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah, and then I'm going to be there for another 3 or 4 hours. So, you know, it's just not going to happen, you know, to have a day of rush. So I said, Paulie, I'll come up there Thursday. I'll get there at the same time. Yeah. And I was up early this morning because I wanted to make sure I got there on time. But, you know, it was one of those things. You know, I just wanted to put that little, cap it off. You know. Now, am I contributing it to that, or would it have happened anyway? You know, and if it did happen anyway, then I'd be really stuck because the tractor would be up there. Now, I do have the winch on the trailer, so if I were able to get the trailer to the tractor, you know, and hopefully the blade up, which is not going to go up unless it's running, or the blade already being up. So if the tractor is basically in position of being pulled, then at that point, I'd be able to pull it up on the trailer and then get it back here so I can work on it. But meanwhile, that's where I'm at. So what I'm doing is I'm cooling down. I had a cup of coffee. I said, I might as well make coffee because I was going to buy it on the way. And just partzing around with this a little bit. And I'm going to take off in a few minutes and go get some fuel and take it from there. And then I'm not going to trust that in there. If I go buy fresh fuel, put it in there, and it cranks over and it starts up, right, then I can't trust what's in there, so I'm going to have to get rid of it. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do with that. I mean, I know what I like to do with it, but I don't think I should really do that. But what I like to do with it is to put it in my sprayer and start spraying the weeds down on the other property. But we really don't want to start contaminating the earth, even though it would make a good weed killer. So with that being said, I'm going to have another cup of coffee. I'm going to sit here for a few minutes. I'm working on the computer at the same time because Microsoft Edge did not want to start, and did a little research on YouTube, and it said here's how to fix it, but apparently it's not fixing it. It boots up like this, and then it just shuts down. So that'll do nothing, and then it'll just shut down in a minute. Boom, done. You know, so I like Firefox and Thunderbird for my mail server. I've never had any problems with it. I've been using them since they had volume 4 or something, and now they're up to like 50 or 60. But I've been using them for years. and haven't had any problems with them. So, and I believe they may not be the fastest. They're faster than Chrome. Them and Edge are neck and neck in my opinion. Each one of them can say they're the fastest and make it look like they are. But at that point, if it is a little slower than Edge, I don't care, because to me it's a more secured program. So, alright, so I got my other coffee here. Gee, I did that with one hand. How do you like that? So that's where I'm at. So I'm going to have my coffee, I'm going to finish this, and I'll be back in a few minutes. I'll give you a heads up on what's going on with the tractor. Well guys, I went and picked up some kerosene. I'm sorry, diesel fuel. They don't sell kerosene anywhere near me. I have to actually go, well, probably 8 miles away to find it. So, but meanwhile, back at the ranch, took 5 gallons. I let about half a gallon or so flush out before I put the filters and everything back in. Filters all in good shape. Like I had said earlier, they were basically new. I put them in just before the winter, so so they should be okay anyway. So I cranked it over a few times. It spins like hell, but it doesn't seem like it's going to want to start. But I figured out, you know what, I'm just going to sit now for a few more minutes and see what happens and take it from there. Now, the way this just died on me was really strange. Now, the other thing it may be, and I haven't even checked it to be honest with you, is a fuse. The strong possibility that a fuse blew. So, there's 4 fuses in it. And like I say, so I'm going to cool off a bit because it is getting hot out there. And then I'm going to go out and check the fuse. But for now, I got to do a little vinyl cutting. So I figure I come in here, cool down, do a little vinyl cutting and a little printing and see what I can come up with. So that's where I'm at for now.